Hi, I'm Jay McClellan, aka Amazon, with the Fortune Bay Expedition Team, and this is our excursion to the Two-Hearted River area in Michigan's eastern Upper Peninsula in September 2021. For this excursion, we divided into an overland and support team led by me that would explore the area by vehicle, plus a kayaking and canoe team led by Doc Piton that would spend several days floating down the Two-Hearted River. We also wanted to explore the aftermath of the Duck Lake fire, which burned about 22,000 acres up here in 2012. My wife and I drove our 4x4 camper van, and we were joined by Hemingway in his Jeep for this initial part of the overland exploration. Well, today our mission is to explore a little bit around the Two-Hearted River mouth area and find a good camping spot for the group. Coming up on the Duck Lake fire area, quite the area of devastation and regrowth. This is a 5-ton bridge, and we have a 4.5-ton rig, so
stay back and watch.
I didn't want to go by those hikers too fast, but I didn't want to linger on that bridge either. Well, our suspension is doing okay, but I'm going to be ready to tear down pretty soon.
Yeah, kind of the road version of resonant frequency, right?
Rear tires normally run 70 pounds, and I'm airing them down to 50. That's about 28%. Front tires I took down to 34 pounds. They normally run 46. That's kind of just, it's not really enough to change our traction much. Right. You know, about 30% down. It's just enough to improve the ride.
They're not too distant past. We had a project. It was Team Rubicon and the U.S. Forest Service and National Park Service cut a bunch of these snags that were still along the North Country Trail that came through. I think we cut like 300 snags along the trail.
We drove to the Two-Hearted River State Forest Campground to see whether there were any campsites available, but it was completely full, so there was just no way we were going to camp here. We had previously identified some possible group campsites on public land using satellite imagery, so now we needed to go ahead and check those out to see if any would work for about 17 people plus all their vehicles. At least so far it's nothing an ordinary vehicle couldn't handle.
Yeah, this is good surface so far.
Okay, well here we are, I think. And it is open, so that's something really interesting. Not all that big for a lot of cars, but still, interesting spot.
Oh, nice.
On a raft going down the river. That's kind of cool, too. Although this site was clearly too small for the whole group, we put the drone up to get some aerial shots of the river and the surrounding countryside, and then decided it was a good time to have lunch.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. Well, we couldn't ask for better weather than this.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
That's homemade grape jelly.
Yes, our very own wine grapes.
It's got to be the last week for these puppies.
We drove to the next possible campsite, and it was as beautiful as the first one, but it was big enough for the whole group, so we sent out the campsite location to the other team members and also talked some of them in over ham radio until we were all assembled here. We had a Backwoods pizza party using the portable Campfire pizza oven I built, and I'll post a link to a video showing how I built that. Griffin did a fantastic job tending the fire. Here we have the decoration of the very first test subject pizza. Boy, that looks nice already. Oh, nice flames in there, Bill.
Good.
Just about there, I think. It's just about starting to lick out the front.
Yep.
Here we go, first pizza going in. Oh, beautiful flames coming out, so it looks just right. There we go. Oh, yeah. So there's burned parchment around the edge we just have to peel off. Nicer than leopardy, just like it's supposed to, so that's a good thing. We've never done this before, never cooked anything on top, so we're going to try kind of frying the bottom of it because the bottom wasn't quite done enough.
Well, there's two.
I got tongs.
Not bad, not bad.
I have a
little toasty. So what's the evaluation of the first pizza?
It's really good.
Yeah?
Delicious. It's perfect.
Okay. Well, I wanted to try for a little crispier crust, but I think we did pretty good for
I like it.
first test. New pizza stone, so we're kind of getting the heat balance worked out here. As it got dark, the musical instruments came out and the campfire singing commenced. Sleep well last night?
Oh, of course. It's lovely out here.
It is beautiful. Morning, Des.
Good morning, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
The next morning we drove to the put-in point on the Two-Hearted River to launch the canoe and kayaks. Once the float team was on the river, the Overland team set out with 4 vehicles to explore the area to the north. I was going to tell them to stand on that corner, but they'll figure it out. The floaters would camp on their own tonight somewhere along the river, but one of our goals was to find another group campsite for the following night where we'd all be back together again. So I finally got a chance to try out the deflectors on my roof to see if they guide the branches up and over.
I'll let you go ahead and pass radio traffic on whether there's a loop down there.
Copy that, good idea. We took this 2-track out to the Two-Hearted River where the kayakers would be coming by the next day. Okay, we have arrived. The site is vacant and it has a real nice turnaround loop, so come on in. Hey, look at that, no branches on the roof. That's pretty nice. We found a small log jam here, and I decided to clear it with my battery-powered chainsaw so that the kayakers wouldn't have to portage around this spot when they came by later.
There it goes. That opens it up quite a bit then.
Good. Cool beans. Success!
Amazon, this is Southeast. We are on the river and portage.
Okay, we heard the word portage. You're real scratchy, but we are receiving. Please indicate if you need assistance. I heard we are okay, that you're doing a portage. We just busted up a log jam for you. You're welcome. So hopefully that'll be smoother sailing. We headed toward Lake Superior in hopes of finding a campsite on the lake big enough for the whole group. There's a solid spot, yay. People are out and back. Well, not surprisingly, this is getting sandier as we get closer to the lake, so we may reach a point where we decide we're not going to go farther.
Well, it just gets sandier and sandier over that hill, so I think the prudent thing to do would be to turn around.
Okay, we just completed our 180, and we're going to assess the cabinetry here. Well, so here's our passenger side cabinet after the last little bit of rough road. Fortunately, I added a bracket in the front to stabilize things, and that's all that's holding this up right now. And I think that'll probably hold. We knew we'd have to fix the cabinet in our van in order to have a place to sleep that night, but for now we just pressed on and kept exploring the trails. We were still headed toward Lake Superior in hopes of finding a group campsite along the shore somewhere.
Yeah, this is a long.
Okay, we are now driving down the North Country Trail.
Yeah.
I say, these black going down the North Country Trail here, does that count towards our mileage, or? Not sure we can call it hiking, but we've covered these miles of the North Country Trail.
We found this spot along Lake Superior with a nice view, but very steep bluffs down to the water, and not enough room for a group campsite. Are we having fun?
Yeah. It's really pretty.
It is pretty. I was hoping we would get to a point where we could just walk out to the beach. 3 people down there. Picking rocks. Nice Lake Superior agate. What did you find, Bill?
Pretty rocks, don't even know what they are.
Looks like lights decorating a tree.
I thought it was like stepping pads to get up there.
Yeah.
Our next destination was the Crisp Point Lighthouse, which is a common tourist destination, but we'd never seen it before, so we decided to check it out. That's fun. You gotta wonder, I mean, everybody says, oh, you gotta see Crisp Point. Is it really that spectacular, or just this drive sets up expectations? Gotta get the winch bumper so we look more badass.
Yeah.
We also hoped we might find a group campsite in the area.
We're now on private, and we're on the way back into the jut out that's public.
As suspected, this is not a viable location, but nice spot for lunch.
Yeah.
So I'm up on Crisp Point Lighthouse and just moved around to the leeward side of the tower, so it's not so windy, and hopefully the microphone won't be picking up so much rumble. But beautiful view from up here. Cool lighthouse, definitely worth the trip. It's not always open to climb all the way to the top here, but it is today, so we lucked out in that. At this point, we decided to drive back to Tequamanon Falls State Park to make repairs on our van because our cabinets had collapsed and we really had no way to sleep in the van without doing something about it. So with help from friends, we got them strapped up to the ceiling well enough that we'd be able to continue the trip. While the Overland team explored the area in our vehicles, the float team made their way down the Two-Hearted River. They encountered some massive log jams in this area of the river, and it took a lot of effort and teamwork to get the boats around them. After doing a lot of hard portages through the woods, they eventually found a place where they could camp for the night. The next morning, since we hadn't found any good group campsites out along Lake Superior, we decided to return to our first group campsite location along the Two-Hearted River. How you doing back there, Griffin?
I'm doing well. Karen's bouncing all over the place.
Protect your kidneys at all times.
That's rainbow.
Watch that one, Griffin. That bottom just out.
Amazon, if they are.
They are. Go ahead.
You sound a lot closer to us right now. I'm curious what road you're on.
We are just coming up on Rainbow Lodge.
Copy. So you came across that 2-track. That's a fun run, isn't it?
Yeah, that wasn't actually my intention, but it was great drive, so I'm glad we came this way. I'm not sure that Karen will agree, but we had fun.
Yeah, it just seems like on the second bounce, her seatbelt shoulder strap locks, and so she gets a jarring emotion from the second bounce.
Yeah.
Copy that. Yeah, those whoops would be kind of rough that way. Once we got back to camp, we set about gathering firewood for the evening while we waited for the float team to join us.
Cheers. We go farther.
Ain't nobody leaving here without singing the blues.
He wants you guys to sing the blues.
So like I said, they call me Poppins. I hang out with this guy for 30 plus years. And oh, what a ride.
I'll sing it for you if you don't want to. My name is Amelia,
Come in,
and you're all girly men compared to me. Or you can do your own.
Elma,
Yep.
you can do it. I don't want to do it.
Elma. My name is Elma. I'm from Denmark. There ain't nothing rotten there. Except my fart. She's like, this guy's a jackass.
My name is Amy. I hate singing the blues. He always makes me do it. And now it's Liz's turn. Yes.
My name is Liz. I'm sitting by a fire. And you know that smoke? It just won't quit, man. So take it, Bill.
What's Bill doing here? I haven't a clue. I'd say pass it on. Give something else to do.
I love the fire. I love the peeps. We're going to have s'mores with peeps. Oh, come on,
We got 3 more people here.
Come on, Jim.
One to Two-Hearted. Little Badles of Hayden Dark. These good people. Life is good.
Yeah. That's it.
That's all I got.
Go. This guy back here. Okay.
Are you winning?
Yeah. Come on in.
Oh yeah, who's that guy?
Yeah.
Nobody gets a pass.
Ain't nobody leaving here without singing the blues.
Got your ass.
I'm standing here with my dog. She wants to bite y'all. I'm gonna stop her. That's it.
I'm sad that was recorded. That's the worst part of it. There you go.
Got to put the guitar in the background. I'm Amazon, making a video here with Chuck. He's kind of an idiot, but here I am. Ain't got no choice. It's just me and Chuck. Lots of people with a better voice.
Good job, everyone.
See the whole thing part come along.
Hey, hey, mama, rock me. And if I die in Raleigh, at least I will die free. Yeah.
I've heard yours rhyming.
He's over here like, we do not sweat. In the burnt land of Whitefish Bay,
It's totally in there.
there was a team called Fortune Bay. And his sanctuary, made by Thor, it was falling apart, going down the road.
38.
His name was Jake, and he was a man who removed a log jam
Just playing A minor.
from the middle of the two-hearted river, so the kayakers could go further. The legend lives on from the Chippewa down of the big lake they call Gitchagumi. You're my sunshine, my only sun.
You're not starting at the beginning.
You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Feedback has gone up this year, and we've brought on 2 judges from the European Union, Amelia and Elma, are here to judge. They've been giving me the stink eye all evening. So apparently they're good judges of character. Do you guys have s'mores in your own country?
I've heard of them before, but I never eaten them
I've never
before.
tried it.
Never tried one. So you had your first one. What's your thoughts so far?
They're good.
It was good.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk to our reigning champion about what a s'more is. Lance, Doc Piton, what exactly are the rules for the s'more competition?
There are no rules for the s'more competition, but a s'more is graham crackers, chocolate, and marshmallow, and then maybe some accoutrements.
What about peeps that are seasoned over the course of a year?
I believe that these peeps used last year were seasoned in a cellar, a root cellar.
They were.
In some sort of oak barrel that was charred with wood from southern Africa.
On top of sod from the Orkney Islands of Scotland.
Yes.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, our expert opinion from the doctor himself. He's actually a doctor. He usually does gross stuff like growths on feet and things like that, and different funguses, and maybe even a heart condition, but apparently he is also an expert in s'mores. Thank you, Doc Pete. That was very nice talking to you.
I will be winning again this year. I think that it was inadequate.
You can really keep the beat, and look at this peep. All of them had hair of gold, like their mother.
Wow.
The youngest one in curls.
That's amazing. It has caramel, sea salt, bacon,
And then what
a
happened?
peep, an aged
They were
peep,
4 men living all
and
together.
yeah, it's
Yet they
outstanding.
were all alone.
I've never tasted anything so good.
One day when
Thank
the
you.
lady met this
Well, what do you think?
go home.
delicious. Thank you, thank you.
My name is Barista. And also Keyhole. Hang on, I got a sausage in my mouth. Oh, damn, it's on camera. My name is Blaine. I'm from Alabama. It is really humid. And it's really hot. We have alligators.
And a girl named Dot. Oh, she's bad, bad, bad old Bones. The baddest bones in the whole damn town. She's pouring marshmallows into a cake cone, and they're mini marshmallows. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the waves went high.
Would you say that your first attempt at a s'more cone fell into a burning ring of fire?
In truth, in fact, it's burned black, a sad day.
There is a house in New Orleans they call the rising sun, and it's been the ruin of many a poor boy, and God, I know I am one. Somebody to call out the lyrics. But everyone's singing. Everyone's singing. There's a baboon on the rise.
So we got your feet together.
No, not yet. We have a second place.
Okay.
It was very good and very simple. What's this? Yeah. I want to hear about it.
It says stroopwafel with marshmallows.
Really?
First place. Jay and Liz.
It's hard to be a piece, man. It's really hard to be.
Let me go on like a blister in the sun. Let me go on.
Michigan and again and again and again and again.
All that fungus that I never took care of is still on my toenails.
You don't know how true that is.
Are you taping me to cutting my fingernails?
Yes.
You are one sick guy, Jay.
Well, the legend lives on a beaton and cupcake in a canoe. Well, they started their voyage, and 5 minutes later, the canoe and her captain was wet. It doesn't matter what kind of teamwork you had, because apparently you both got wet within 5 minutes. Really? I thought we did pretty good. When we both grow old and there's nothing left to say, I want you to know that I loved you all my days. And when we close our eyes on this lifetime, I'll see you on the other side. Yes, I'll see you on the other side.
Morning, Chuck.
Morning.
So you got your fine camp kitchen set up? Chuck's Chuck box.
I guess if it's my box, it by default is a Chuck box.
So how much box would a Chuck if a Chuck could chuck a box?
A Chuck would box about as much Chuck in here as a Chuck box could chuck if a Chuck box could box Chucks. Wait.
After breakfast, the float team left camp to go put back in and explore the final section of the Two-Hearted River. This stretch was mercifully free of portages, so they had an easy day of paddling. This section flowed right past our campsite, so we got some nice video as they paddled by. On our final morning in camp, we set about the usual business of making breakfast.
This
More eggs, more vegetables.
Hashtag tough life.
Anything like that.
Since we were headed home and we had plenty of water in the van's water tank, we just decided to use the hose to thoroughly douse the fire before leaving. We try to leave every campsite better than we find it, so we took the time to make sure everything was cleaned up before we left. Liz and I set off on our own in the van to make our way home.
Oh, yeah.
We took a different route so we could explore a few more trails on the way out. These trails were really sandy and hilly and pretty interesting to drive.
On a big sweeping curve.
Yeah, I don't like those. We hit some sandy sections where the van tried to reduce power to keep its wheels from spinning, and next time we need to turn that electronic stability program off in this kind of condition.
Yeah,
It's trying to find traction.
Yeah.
I got it floored right now.
Oh,
It's longer than I thought. You getting there?
yeah.
It's these sand pits. Okay. I think we're on main roads from now.
Looks like somebody else has recently.
Oh, yeah. So here's an interesting spot at the edge of the burn zone of the Duck Lake fire. So we're in a little pocket of trees that some survived and some didn't. We can see these trees were charred just at the base, so it just burned a little bit here, but not hot enough to kill the trees. Well, we hope you enjoyed watching our little Overland. Yeah, this happens. Well, we hope you enjoyed watching our little Overland adventure. We had a lot of fun this week. Enjoyed being with our friends with Fortune Bay. Enjoyed supporting the kayakers and driving some fun trails. And thanks for coming along with us. And thanks for watching.